Space, this vast void, is full of secrets and mysteries. However, the American Space Agency has forgotten, over the years, to try to discover this space. The discoveries seem to have adverse effects and make humans more confused and unaware. Today we will show you some incredible satellite images. If you want to know the details, follow the video until the end. Spacewalk. A spacewalk occurs when an astronaut exits the spacecraft into space. During these walks, astronauts wear suits that contain oxygen and water. Before venturing into space, astronauts put on suits, which are filled with oxygen. This helps remove nitrogen from their bodies to prevent the formation of gas bubbles that can cause pain. Walking in space with gas bubbles can cause sprains, especially in the shoulders and elbows. This process ensures that astronauts are prepared and safe during their spacewalks. The remains of the temple. Conspiracy theorists claim that strange-looking structures have been discovered on the planet Mars. This is based on analysis of an image captured by NASA's Curiosity rover. Scott Waring wrote that the temple can be clearly seen in a recent photograph. He explained that the structure consists of 5 or more levels, each one being smaller than the level before it. The main structure at the top of the levels resembles a pyramid with a building roof. Each level has a completely flat horizontal surface, allowing someone or something to walk on it. However, the probe will not investigate this because NASA's true mission is to project public information about space to its satisfaction. They keep the public in the dark about the true nature of the surface of Mars. The space web. NASA, through a powerful telescope in Hawaii, has observed invisible luminous threads that extend 2 million light-years between galaxies in space. These threads are part of the cosmic network that connects the galaxies of the universe. Cosmological theories suggest that these giant filaments are like spider webs and contain galaxies, including the Milky Way. The presence of galaxies is revealed thanks to filaments of gas illuminated by cosmic fluorescent light. The International Space Station orbits the Earth about 400 kilometers above sea level, completing one revolution every 90 minutes. This means you experience 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets a day. Although astronauts can simulate natural light, the perception of time in space is different due to the speed of the station. Scientists study how this difference affects astronauts' perception of time compared to Earth. A mysterious door on Mars. An intriguing photo taken by a NASA rover in the 2000s shows what appears to be a doorway carved into a hill on Mars. Although some suggested it could be a door to a Martian hideout or even another world, experts explain that it is more likely a rock fracture caused by pressure or an earthquake on the planet. Despite the impressive appearance, the gate is actually a rock formation only a few centimeters high, Science Alert notes. Over the years, Mars has revealed many strange images, but it is important not to get carried away with fantastic interpretations, since reality is more likely explained by natural phenomena. Ghost galaxy. NASA published images of 2 spiral galaxies, the first, called INS 628 or Ghost Galaxy, and the second, known as INS 7496. These galaxies are relatively close to the Milky Way and are of interest to scientists and space science researchers. The Ghost Galaxy, 32 million light-years from Earth, is a spiral galaxy with a fascinating design, being the closest and, therefore, an excellent laboratory for studying star formation. The second, about 24 million light-years away, is also a spiral galaxy with extended bars and arms. On another topic, a photograph taken on Mars caused confusion. In the image, a bright light appeared on the surface of the red planet. Some theorized the existence of intelligent life, but NASA scientist Don Ellison explained that the light was not evidence of life. According to him, the interaction of high-intensity astronomical rays caused the light. Although the density of Martian airspace allows particles saturated with high radioactive energy to reach the surface, the confusion in the image is due to the fact that the light appears to be artificial, radiating from the bottom up, which contradicts natural light. Mysterious radio signals from outer space. NASA astronomers have captured 8 mysterious radio signals thanks to a new AI-trained algorithm. Scientists hope to expand the search for extraterrestrials. According to them, the messages were sent from extraterrestrial civilizations, possibly with technology much more advanced than ours. The team made the exciting discovery of temporary radio signals, which were not detectable in previous examinations of the data, after using a new algorithm equipped with the latest artificial intelligence technology. The algorithm examined 820 stars in regions of space previously considered possible hotbeds of extraterrestrial activity. The 8 signals were found in areas around 5 nearby stars, which are between 30 and 90 light-years away. An international team developed this computer algorithm to analyze in greater detail an unimaginably large amount of information. So far, scientists have not been able to explain these signals or determine who transmitted them. Andromeda. NASA scientists have warned that our Milky Way galaxy is at risk of being swallowed up by the nearby Andromeda galaxy, which has consumed smaller solar systems for billions of years. Scientists have mapped Andromeda, which is twice the size of our galaxy, and ironically, found remnants of other galaxies merging within it. This indicates that Andromeda has absorbed smaller galaxies over the past 10 billion years. Scientists propose the theory that it could absorb the Earth. They have predicted that the galaxy, discovered 15 years ago, will take about 4 billion years to devour the Earth and the planets of the solar system. NASA has made an astonishing discovery on Saturn's icy moon Enceladus. They have discovered that the moon is expelling phosphorus, one of the key chemical elements required for the existence of life. And possibly, the concentration of phosphorus in Enceladus's subsurface oceans is hundreds of times greater than in Earth's oceans. With this, all the main chemical elements necessary to affirm habitability have been found on the moon. This discovery has made Enceladus the most promising place where life could exist in the solar system, beyond Earth. So how did NASA make this exciting discovery? Why is phosphorus considered a key ingredient of life? Finally, and most importantly, how will this discovery affect our future missions to Saturn? Enceladus, Saturn's 6th largest moon, was initially discovered by William Herschel in 1789. However, our knowledge about it remained limited until the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 probes passed close to Saturn in 1980 and 1981, providing some insights. But it wasn't until the Cassini probe began close flights to Enceladus in 2005 that we truly discovered its captivating surface and environment, bringing it into the spotlight. Despite being only about 1/7 the size of Earth's moon, Enceladus displays a wide range of features, including ancient regions with numerous craters and young, tectonically deformed terrain. However, there was much more to discover. Contrary to what was initially thought about its cold, dormant nature, Enceladus surprised scientists by revealing a subsurface ocean beneath its icy crust. Not only that, but water from this hidden ocean was observed emerging through cracks, creating powerful jets of water. These jets are believed to be caused by the gravitational forces exerted on the moon by Saturn, which in turn heats the rocky interior of Enceladus. As a result, pressurized water gushes through cracks in the ice, propelling into space at tremendous speeds. These geysers release particles of frozen water and gas at speeds of approximately 400 meters per second, equivalent to filling an Olympic-sized swimming pool in just a couple of hours. While much of the material falls back as snow to the Moon's surface, some of the jets contribute to the creation of a plume that feeds Saturn's faint E ring, located beyond its brighter main rings. During its flyby of the ringed world from 2004 to 2017, Cassini flew several times through the plume and the E ring. As it did so, it was struck by these particles coming from the interior of Enceladus. And so, by following and analyzing the data collected by Cassini, scientists were introduced to the spectacular chemistry the Moon harbored beneath its deceptively calm and white surface. Ice grains from the Moon were recorded as containing a rich variety of minerals and organic compounds, most notably the presence of the ingredients that form the basis of amino acids, which in turn are the building blocks of life as we know it. Analysis of Enceladus ice grains over the years revealed concentrations of carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, with a tentative detection of sulfur as well. Some simulations also suggested that the subsurface ocean could be moderately alkaline. All these factors favor habitable conditions. However, there was one key element missing from the list of ingredients to claim a possibility of habitability. And that key ingredient was phosphorus. Although it is the least abundant of all the essential elements necessary for biological processes, it plays a critical role in paving the way for life to thrive. For example, it is one of the building blocks of DNA, which forms chromosomes and carries genetic information. On Earth, it is present in the bones of mammals, cell membranes, and the phytoplankton that inhabit the oceans. But not only that, phosphorus is also a fundamental part of the energy-carrying molecules present in all life forms found on Earth. Simply put, life would not be possible without phosphorus. Until now, this critical element had not been detected in an ocean beyond Earth. In a recent study using data collected by Cassini's Cosmic Dust Analyzer or CDA between 2004 and 2008, scientists have made an exciting discovery: the presence of phosphorus in Enceladus's ocean. Surprisingly, the detected amounts of phosphorus exceeded previous expectations. This valuable information was obtained by analyzing the mass spectrum of more than 300 ice grains from the E ring. When a dust particle hits the dust analyzer sensor, its trajectory determines whether it hits the central rhodium target known as the target chemical analyzer or CAT, the surrounding gold target, or the inner wall of the instrument. If a dust particle hits the CAT with enough energy, it vaporizes and becomes partially ionized. This creates an impact plasma composed of target and particle ions, as well as electrons, neutral molecules, and atoms. The instrument then separates the components of the plasma and analyzes the resulting mass spectrum of the ions produced by the impacting dust particle. By examining mass spectra, scientists can gather information about the mass and relative abundance of fragment ions, allowing them to deduce the structural characteristics of the original molecule or element that hit the dust analyzer. In the case of CDA mass spectra of E-ring grains sampled by the Cassini spacecraft, the presence of sodium phosphates was revealed, indicating the detection of phosphorus. Enceladus is alive. The results obtained by Cassini were confirmed by laboratory experiments on Earth. Now the question arises: where does this phosphorus come from? On Earth, phosphorus is released into the environment through the erosion and weathering of Earth's rocks. However, Enceladus lacks such geological processes. This has led scientists to propose that interactions between the Moon's ocean water and the rocks that form its core may result in the dissolution of significant amounts of phosphorus into the ocean. Phosphates have been commonly found in comets, so it wouldn't be surprising if the rocks that make up Enceladus' core contain phosphates. What is notable, however, is the fact that these phosphates are dissolving in the Moon's subsurface ocean, providing the missing ingredient for the potential development of life in this environment. While having these ingredients is a necessary condition for life to exist, they may not be the only requirements for an extraterrestrial environment to potentially support life. Therefore, whether Enceladus's ocean can be a suitable habitat for life remains an unanswered question today. To explore and discover the answer to this intriguing question, future missions are needed to build on Cassini's incredible legacy. Recently, astronomers made a groundbreaking discovery. Finally, they detected the background of gravitational waves, or the hum of the cosmos. It is a significant discovery that can open doors to new physics. Within the darkest corners of our solar system, a mystery shrouded in secrecy has just been revealed. The mysterious world of Pluto has always been a source of fascination for both astronomers and space enthusiasts. But now, NASA has just declassified never-before-seen photographs of Pluto, revealing surprising secrets. Pluto, once hailed as the ninth member of our solar system's club of planets, now holds a unique distinction as the most massive dwarf planet known. It resides in the distant Kuiper Belt, a realm far beyond the influence of Neptune. Here, Pluto finds its cosmic neighbors amid a variety of icy rock companions, even brushing up against sizable comets, each with a diameter greater than 62 miles or 100 kilometers. The year 2006 marked a turning point for Pluto when it faced a cosmic identity crisis. Astronomers and the general public became involved in heated debates after its reclassification as a dwarf planet. However, Pluto's journey to celestial fame began in 1905 when American astronomer Percival Lowell first hinted at its existence. Lowell was a keen observer of Uranus and Neptune, noting singularities in their orbits. He theorized that the mysterious culprit was the gravitational force of an invisible celestial body. Intriguingly, Lowell attempted to predict the location of the hidden planet in 1915, but unfortunately did not live to witness its actual discovery in 1930. Credit for the revelation of Pluto goes to Clyde Tombaugh, who worked diligently at the Lowell Observatory. Tombaugh's discovery validated Lowell's predictions and the theories of other astronomers. Interestingly, the name Pluto itself has an interesting history. It was not coined by scientists, but by an imaginative 11-year-old girl named Venetia Burney, from Oxford, England. She suggested her name to her grandfather, who then passed it on to Lowell Observatory. The choice of Pluto pays homage to the Roman god of the underworld, Pluto, and remarkably coincides with Percival Lowell's initials. Pluto's icy surface is home to another captivating aspect. It is among the coldest places in our solar system, with temperatures dropping to a frigid -375 to -400 degrees Fahrenheit. Images captured by the Hubble Space Telescope have revealed changes on Pluto's surface, hinting at possible seasonal variations. Pluto is very far from the Sun, about 40 times the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Its orbit around the Sun is long and takes 248 Earth years to complete. In terms of size, Pluto is small, with a radius of only 1,188 kilometers, much smaller than the planets and some of its lunar companions, such as our Moon. Its mass is only 18 times the mass of our Moon. Due to its small size, it has been considered a dwarf planet since 2006. Pluto has had an interesting journey through space, moving closer and further away from the Sun over time. Pluto is moving further and further away from the Sun, like a car moving away from its starting point. In the year 2113, it will be very far away, almost 49.3 times farther than Earth is from the Sun. This makes it appear distant and difficult to see, even with powerful telescopes. To study it better, we sent a spacecraft called New Horizons. It took a long journey of 9.5 years to reach Pluto. Along the way, the spacecraft took photos of Jupiter and sent them to Earth. Finally, in 2015, New Horizons reached Pluto and allowed us to discover more about this mysterious world that had kept its secrets hidden for a long time. New Horizons did not stop there and traveled beyond Pluto, collecting many interesting data. It then sent that data back to Earth, which took quite some time. This is like taking photos on a distant trip and then sending them home to share with your friends. It is important to know that New Horizons did not remain orbiting Pluto, it just happened to pass by him. This allowed him to continue exploring other things in space. After Pluto, scientists were excited to discover what's inside Pluto. They think it has a large core made of ice water and rocks beneath its surface. Around that core, there is a layer of ice that can cause interesting movements on the surface, like tectonic plates on Earth. Finally, on the outside, Pluto has a layer of frozen gases, such as nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. This layered structure makes Pluto an intriguing place to explore, like a cosmic treasure waiting for scientists to unlock its secrets. Pluto's surface is extremely cold, almost like a giant freezer, with temperatures that dip very low, around -213 degrees Celsius or 60 Kelvin. When we explore Pluto, one of the most striking things is a region called Tombaugh Regio. It looks like a big heart and is very large, covering a quarter of Pluto's surface. It's like finding a giant, frozen heart in space. This region has a flat, bright part called Sputnik Planitia, which is like a vast plain. But the most interesting thing is that the surface of the Tombaugh Regio is covered with a layer of ice that shines with a special color. In some places, this ice sheet reflects up to 90% of sunlight, giving it a shiny, almost magical appearance. It's like it's part of a fairy tale. So when we look at Tombaugh Regio, we're not seeing just normal ice, but a bright, enchanting spectacle that adds a magical touch to Pluto. In a region of Pluto called Sputnik Planitia, what really stands out is that it doesn't have many craters, meaning it is quite young in geological terms. This is thought to be due to a large collision with another space object about 100 million years ago. That collision created a huge crater that then filled with frozen water, forming the plains we see now. You can think of these plains as giant ice pancakes with interesting shapes. In another part of Pluto called Tombaugh Regio, there are impressive mountains. To the west of Sputnik Planitia are the Hillary Mountains, which are very high. If you go south, you will find the Tenzing Mountains, some of which are even higher, becoming the tallest mountains on Pluto. What is surprising is that these mountains are mainly made of ice, although they are as solid as rocks due to the low temperatures on Pluto. There is also a deep basin that scientists believe could be the remnant of an ancient ice volcano. All of this helps us better understand what Pluto is like on the inside and how it has changed over time. Although Pluto is far away and cold, it is a very interesting place for science. On a part of Pluto east of Tombaugh Regio, the land is darker and full of craters, like a frozen history book showing us that Pluto has changed over time. Despite moving away from the Sun, its atmosphere has become denser because the Sun causes nitrogen ice to evaporate and move toward the poles. Pluto also has a unique orbit and always shows the same face to its moon Charon due to gravity. It is a special place in our solar system. It is December 25, 2021, and a new chapter begins for specialists. The hidden mysteries of the universe are revealed. Approximately half a year after the deployment of the James Webb Space Telescope, this advanced equipment has provided us with stunning images, but it has only been the beginning of an ambitious mission that will completely transform our understanding of the cosmos. In addition to studying the first luminous structures and galaxies that emerged after the Big Bang, Webb's mission will also contribute to solving one of humanity's oldest questions: do we exist alone in the universe? To get to the bottom of this cosmic mystery, the 10 billion telescope will observe the atmospheres of exoplanets and verify the habitability of celestial bodies. In this sense, the mysterious signal recently detected is becoming a particular focus of discussion. But what are these current headlines talking about artificial lights on Proxima Centauri be really about? Is it really the sign of an advanced species, or can the reports be explained in another way? Proxima Centauri b is a question that is probably as old as humanity itself. Are we alone in the universe? Given the countless entities that shine down at us from the sky, is it possible that Earth is the only celestial body that harbors life? The problem is that, although researchers have managed to detect more than 5,100 exoplanets in almost 3,800 systems, we are still far from such a sensational discovery. We have not yet been able to prove the existence of extraterrestrial life. In fact, we know of no planet other than Earth that can be classified without a doubt as habitable. Often, the enormous distances that separate us from extrasolar worlds represent a substantial complication for a more precise analysis. However, things are a little different for our closest cosmic neighbor. No other exoplanet comes as close to our home as Proxima Centauri b. Although there are only 4.2 light-years between us and this celestial body, its presence was only detected in the summer of 2016 using the radial velocity method. The assumption quickly arose that experts had encountered a cosmic twin of the Earth in the course of this discovery. And it is true that the exoplanet orbits around its star, Proxima Centauri, within the habitable zone. As a reminder, in the world of astronomers, the habitable zone is the distance between a celestial body and its star in which water can exist in liquid form permanently. And it is well known that the presence of liquid water is a fundamental prerequisite for the development of Earth-like life. In the so-called Earth Similarity Index, Proxima Centauri b reaches a value of 0.87, as this official designation, ESI, already reveals. This indicates how similar another celestial body is to our Earth. But does this mean that life is possible on Proxima Centauri b, or that it has already developed there? Well, according to our current state of knowledge, this question cannot be easily answered because we simply know very little about our extrasolar neighbor. The truth is that recent spectrographic analyses indicate that Proxima Centauri b has around 1.17 Earth masses. Furthermore, it can be concluded that the celestial body has a limited rotation, which means that it always rotates in the same direction towards its central star. These circumstances would mean that the exoplanet is divided into two zones that differ drastically from each other. Therefore, the day side, which is constantly illuminated, would be significantly hotter than the opposite night side, which is plunged into constant darkness. The planet's equilibrium temperature is estimated to be -38 degrees Celsius, but even this value is anything but set in stone. If the celestial body has a dense atmosphere, its surface temperature would be significantly higher due to the natural greenhouse effect. Furthermore, the report that Proxima Centauri b could host liquid water must be correctly classified. The orbital parameters and atmospheric composition that led to this exciting result in a simulation may not match reality. The mysterious signal, as just mentioned, Proxima Centauri b is probably divided into a hot, scorching day side and a cold, bone-chilling night side. However, this spatial division does not mean that the existence of life in the extrasolar world is categorically excluded. Between the two zones of extremes, there would be a narrow strip in which temperatures prevail that could pave the way for the development of life and possibly hypothetical inhabitants. Just as we managed to evolve over time from simple single-celled organisms to a highly developed species, if this is really the case, such a civilization would have had to leave traces on its homeworld, traces that we can also perceive from our point of view. In fact, in December 2020, a surprising discovery was announced that some experts interpret as an artificially generated radio signal. The source of the mysterious signal could be located in the realms of Proxima Centauri. Originally, researchers had set out to examine the host star for signs of flares with the help of the Parkes Radio Telescope in Australia. Experts wanted to find out what effects these radiation bursts have on surrounding planets. While evaluating data collected over a 26-hour period, Jane Smith, a SETI program intern, came across a conspicuous signal with a frequency of exactly 982.002 MHz. Since then, this so-called Listen Candidate 1, or VLC1 for short, has been considered an official candidate for an artificially generated radio signal from an extraterrestrial species. But that is not all. In the same period, other experts also found a striking feature in the Proxima Centauri system. They detected a bright, long-lived optical flare that was accompanied by a series of intense and coherent radio bursts. However, the fact that VLC1 is not currently elevated above the status of an interesting candidate is because scientists have not yet been able to classify the origin of the signal without a doubt. To prove that VLC1 is indeed the technical signature of an extraterrestrial species, more observations are essential, but astronomers have not yet managed to detect the signal again. Therefore, another origin, such as a satellite or a natural source, cannot be ruled out. Suppose that life on Proxima Centauri b has managed to flourish in the form of a technically advanced civilization. In this context, it would not be unreasonable for the inhabitants of the exoplanet to dedicate themselves over time to the task of illuminating the dark side of their home world with artificial lights. The fact that the discovery of a possible technosignature is currently associated with the future use of the James Webb Telescope is mainly due to the comments of Avi Loeb, an Israeli physicist who has been searching for new ways to discover the presence of new, previously invisible neighbors. In 2018, Loeb stated that the mysterious Oumuamua object could actually be the solar sail of an extraterrestrial species. Together with Elisa Tabor of Stanford University, the Harvard professor published a study titled Detectability of Artificial Light in Proxima Centauri b. In it, scientists assumed that the hypothetical species on the exoplanet uses a type of light similar to our terrestrial LEDs. The result suggests that if the artificially illuminated night side reached 5% of the brightness of the day side, the James Webb Telescope could detect it with 85% probability. The more intense the artificial lighting, the greater the chances of it being detected from space. For example, if the night side brightness stabilized at 9%, the detection probability would be 95%. It is important to note that a 5% illuminance may not seem like much to the naked eye, but compared to the artificial lighting on our planet, which is only 0.001% of reflected sunlight, the artificial lights on Proxima Centauri b would have to be 500 times brighter than terrestrial ones for us to recognize them as such. The study raises the possibility that the hypothetical inhabitants of the exoplanet used dazzlingly bright orbital mirrors to reflect the light of the host star on the night side of the celestial body. These mirrors could be seen by our telescopes. However, we must keep in mind that these ideas and thoughts published in the study are pure theory for now. It remains to be seen whether the experts' theses can have any basis in reality. If the James Webb Telescope were to detect any artificial light signature in Proxima Centauri b, it would be an exciting event and open up new possibilities for study. And you, do you think? Let us know in the comments box. If you like the video, remember to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss more content like this.